Hello and welcome to beautiful Bud Kern Field for BFA Sports. I am Doug Stasic, sitting here atop the backstop for what was ready to be opening festivities for the Mainland Coaches vs. Cancer Classic. And the opening game tonight is your Ocean City Red Raiders versus Bishop Eustace. So the Crusaders coming in their Vanderbilt-like pinstripes. I'll get ready to go, but before we do, we have some ceremonies to get underway, so sit back and relax, and we will open it up and listen to the public address announcer here in just a minute. But again, we appreciate everybody tuning in for this fantastic event.
Come out and they are going to do a throw from a survivor and in memory, Jane Kerr, Beverly Kerr, thrower Danny Kerr. Breast cancer and bladder cancer, and receiving will be a teammate. Survivor and in memory of Christina Mahan, and in memory of Christina Riley. Giovanna Rogers is the thrower, breast cancer. Gabrielle Rogers receiving the throw. In memory of Angelina Oliva, the thrower, David Oliva. Bone cancer, receiving the throw, Dave Oliva. In memory of Michael Spring, the thrower, Eric Spring. Bladder cancer, receiving the throw, Connor Spring. In memory of Epifaniano Laferres, thrower, Anthony Salametto. Cancer type, nasopharyngeal. Teammate will be receiving the throw. In memory of Marilyn Romani, thrower, Dominic Romani. Sarcoma. Teammate receiving the throw. In memory of Shirley Kirchner and Frank Lytle, the thrower, Jack Kirchner, breast and colon cancer. Receiving the throw, Drew Kirchner. Colby Klopp will be throwing to Rob Klopp in honor of Granny, breast cancer. In memory of Frank Ione, his son Franco, pancreatic cancer. Receiving the throw, San Tropiano. At this time, we may throw the pitch. Fantastic job, boys. For Ocean City, on December 7th, 2020, Frankie was diagnosed with T-cell lymphoblastic leukemia. Frankie is a young and enthusiastic athlete who excels in baseball, football, and basketball. This past fall, he thrilled his family, friends, and community as a running back for the Hamilton Hawks with a long touchdown runs and great tackles on defense. Little did everyone know, he was playing with cancer inside his body. He has endured a week-long hospital stay at CHOP and has endured a week-long and various forms of chemotherapy, sometimes 5 days a week. Frankie has been an inspiration to his family and friends throughout the past 6 months. He has been making the best of an unimaginable situation and continues to fight day in and day out. Frankie's doctors have cleared him to play baseball. And in his first game on Tuesday night, he went 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Although he had chemotherapy this morning, he still expects to play baseball in his baseball game tomorrow. He spends his free time playing outside with his brother Gino, who keeps Frankie active and busy. The courage that Frankie has shown has been remarkable. A no-quit attitude and great care from his doctors and nurses has led to a very positive future prognosis. Frankie and his family have a long road ahead of them, and as he will complete his chemotherapy in April 2023. Coach Lasasso and his wife Tiffany would like to thank all the participating schools for creating cancer awareness and recognizing both children and adults who are fighting this horrible disease. At this time, we are going to throw the pitch. Frank's going to throw the pitch to Joe Rapetti. Fantastic. Would the teams please come to the baselines for the national anthem? Play ball.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is go time here at the first game of the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic for BFA Sports. Doug Stasic up here high atop the facility. And, well, let's meet and greet tonight's participants. First, let's check out the lineup for the visiting Raiders of Ocean City. Leading off will be second baseman Ben Hogue. Batting second will be catcher Joe Rapetti. Your starting pitcher on the mound will be number 24, Matt Noonan. Your first baseman is Tommy Finnega. Batting fifth is center fielder Gannon Brady. Batting sixth is shortstop James Mancini. Batting seventh is your first baseman Jack Perry. Batting eighth, right fielder Ben Liebrand. Batting ninth, your left fielder is Duke McCarron. And as mentioned, batting third is your starting pitcher, Matt Noonan, the Boston College commit. And so the defense, Your starting pitcher tonight on the hill is the highly touted rocket arm of number 35, Anthony Salamito. His battery mate is Sebastian Pisacreta. In left field, it's going to be Matt Augustin. In center, Christian Ovecka. In right field, Ian Petrutz. At third, Nick Sulpizio. At short is going to be Dan Obermeyer. Second base is Raph Rogers. And David Oliva is going to be your first baseman. And we are going to get underway with the left-handed flame-throwing Anthony Salamito. Get a couple warm-up throws here. And it's going to be one fantastic weekend of baseball. So rest assured that we're going to have a lot of fun here. I'm going to be giving a lot of stories and tales. But starting off, I don't think you're going to find a better game than this one for sure, as we got quite a matchup here on the mound. Talking about Salamito, he's ready to go. The backstop is full of scouts looking to see him throw in what's going to be his debut in a Bishop Eustace uniform officially after transferring. And he's going to be doing battle against the Boston College commit, and that is Matt Noonan for the Red Raiders in the other dugout. So, Salamito has quite the presence as he gets ready to go underway here. And I should be joined shortly in the booth. We have PBR New Jersey's TJ Hunt in the house, as well as JT Kroger, quite a few other media personalities. And we want to thank the various organizations, and we'll get a chance to meet and greet quite a few people and business owners who have supported this fantastic event for a phenomenal cause.
We would like to thank Joe Rossi, Bob Willman, and Dave Tao, our today's umpires, for donating their time, and the Atlantic County Umpires Association, who will be here all weekend. Thank you, boys.
All right, and it's a little bit of a unique situation, especially with the pomp and circumstance going into these festivities, but certainly want to make sure we give the pitchers and players great opportunity to warm up. And although it is only 4:30 on this bit chilly Friday afternoon, there are quite a few people in attendance, but we are ready to go. The dugouts are already fired up. We're going to lead things off for Ocean City with Ben Hogue. Number 1, Ben Hogue digging it. And here is the first pitch from Salamito. We are underway, called strike right down the middle. And Salamito fires again, now works ahead. 2 strikes to Hogue. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Anthony Salamito wasted no time as he deals and gets Hogue's swing and miss. That'll bring up the catcher, Joe Rapetti.
Now batting, Joe Rapetti.
Pops one foul. Way out of play down the right side. And Salamito fires one up and away. And the pitch. Foul ball. Fires one down the right field line off the fence as Petrutz will gather it and toss it back in.
Just a reminder, all foul balls should be returned behind home plate.
The camera set to 60 frames per second. We gotta fix that. It looks blurry. And he continues the fight, so Rapetti continue to work here 1 and 2. And Salavito. Ball bounces up there in the dirt, and Rapetti now fighting back in the count. Evens it at 2 and 2. Swing and a miss. That one's in the dirt. Pisacreta gonna fire it on down. Not a problem. Sebastian gathers himself, and that's the second strikeout on the inning to start this game for Anthony Salamito. He'll now step in and face the opposing starting pitcher, and that is number 24, Matt Noonan.
Now batting, Matt Noonan.
You're good. First pitch to Noonan, swing and a miss. Salamito doing a real nice job here. Not just trying to immediately go all velocity over power, but is doing a nice job mixing up the pitches. Fires yet again. Tough pitch to take. Now Noonan down 0-2. That ball is poked out into right field. Petrutz will gather it and make the out, and the Raiders are put down in order 1, 2, 3 on a quick start by Anthony Salamito. And we will take a brief pause and get ready for the bottom half of the first as Matt Noonan takes the hill for the Red Raiders here on All right, we're ready to go. We need to see the Eustace batting lineup. It's going to start off with Ian Petrutz. And you can take a look real quick. Petrutz, Pisacreta, Sulpizio, Oliva, Raf Rogers, Dan Obermeyer, Christian Ovecka, Matt Augustin, Andrew Auerbach, and Anthony Salamito is your pitcher. And that does start off with Ian Petrutz.
Now batting Ian Petrutz.
First pitch swing, pops it up. That one looks like it's going to get out of play. As Rapetti ran out of real estate. And you can see not too much real estate to be had. I know Ocean City in the summer is a hotbed for real estate, but good luck. It's a high-rent district right now behind the backstop trying to get a glimpse of these two pitchers. Shot up the middle from Petrutz, and he's going to get things started early here for Eustace. The transfer from Clearview, waiting another entire season thanks to the shutdown. So he gets things going early here for the Crusaders.
Now batting Sebastian Segreta.
All right, that'll bring up Sebastian Pisacreta. Pisacreta, the junior, 6 foot, 195 pounds. That pitch misses inside. Ball gets away from Rapetti, and that is going to allow Petrutz move on over to second base. And so Bishop Eustace early in this one with the first potential scoring opportunity. As you see, number 4 in scoring position. All right, and so the catcher now works ahead, 2-0 count. Fouls that ball straight back. Petrutz doing a nice job gaining the attention of the pitcher, Noonan. Noonan looks back, fires again to Pisacreta, swing and a miss. So Noonan doing a nice job trying to reset himself, control some tempo. And clearly, he and Rapetti going to have a brief conference to make sure they're on the same page early in this one. Nice touch by the Atlantic County Umpires Association as they're wearing pink, reflection of the event. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Noonan, after being down on a 2-0 count, finds his way to battle back, and he gets him. Swinging. Now with 1 out.
Now batting Nick Sulpizio.
Nick Sulpizio, the third baseman, will dig in. Sulpizio, the junior, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He swings, drives one into center field. Going back is Gannon Brady. He'll get called off by the right fielder, Liebrand, and he'll make the squeeze. So no damage done as Petrutz. He'll hold at second base, and now with 2 outs. David Oliva will dig in. Oliva, the cleanup hitter. Oh, nice breaking pitch in for a called strike. And Petrutz, being a menace on the bases right now, has definitely garnered the attention of Noonan. He fires that one in. Called strike. Now 0-2. Oh, and he gets him up top and outside. Noonan will hustle off the mound, and Oliva will go back to the dugout. We are already through one here in what looks to be a potential pitcher's duel. We're scoreless here at Bud Kern Memorial Field in Summers Point for the Mainland Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and be sure to do your part. So whether or not you can make it to the game or not, you can always make a donation at CVC Mainland. That's right, at CVC Mainland on Venmo. All donations benefit the American Cancer Society of South Jersey. So be sure to do your part and give when you can. Appreciate everybody and all that you do in support of this wonderful event. We are back and ready for the second inning action as the Ocean City Red Raiders come to bat, and it's first baseman Tommy Finnega. Finnega, first pitch offering, fouls it straight back from Salamito. Swing and a miss. So Finnega looked a bit caught off guard, and who can blame him? That one looked like it was hard to handle. And that one's in the dirt, another swing and miss. Pisacreta moves in, throws the ball down the line, and good fundamental execution. Yet another strikeout for Salamito, his third on this Friday afternoon. That'll bring up Gannon Brady, center fielder. And Brady thinks about squaring to bunt.
Gannon Brady.
Got some safety directions given by the home plate umpire. He wants people to back away here. So Gannon Brady, another stellar pitcher on this fantastic Ocean City stable of pitchers. Called strike again. Salamito is working quickly. Lines and fires. It's a ground ball. It's going to go right to the first baseman, and Oliva takes it himself And another out recorded on the board.
Now batting, James Mancini.
So the Red Raiders will bring James Mancini, the starting shortstop, senior. He'll be the next to dig in. Mancini, quite the defender, has tremendous range. And at a first pitch strike again, Salamito, deja vu style, flooding the zone with early strikes in the count. Over and over again. Byers, another off-speed breaking pitch. And that pitch is laundromat material. Filthy. That one just misses. Now 1-2 to Mancini. Mancini played a lot of summer ball with New Jersey baseball. Mike LaHood. Sure he's out there watching. Proud coach and a sponsor of Coaches vs. Cancer. So thank you to New Jersey baseball. Mancini pokes one down. Oliva's going to try to get it. He's going to have to race. And the speedster, Mancini, he'll beat it. So it'll be interesting to see what the home team puts in the book. That one ends up being a hit, and I think it was.
Now batting, Jack Perry.
I think my producer Ryan Schumacher's disagreeing with me whether or not that was a hit. I don't know. We'll do a poll up here in the press box. The ball fouled away. Being told by the public address announcer he believes it was an error. We'll have to double check with the. Again, interestingly enough, Eustace is the home team, which makes them the official book. So I'm guessing they too would probably put the error. Ball's thrown down as he slides into second base, and he's being called safe. So Mancini breaking out the bow and arrow and the sliding mitt. He's now in scoring position. And Jack Perry continues to try to break open the scoring here in this one, as that ball's fouled out into Bethel Road. Good look at Bud Kern Memorial Field from our first base angle. Salamito continues to fire. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that one will end the inning. So Anthony Salamito, 4 strikeouts thus far on the afternoon. We have 1 runner left stranded. We don't know if he reached by error or hit, but we'll find out. So stay tuned for the cliffhanger on that one. And we'll step away. You are watching Coaches vs. Cancer Classic Tournament here on BFA Sports.
batting, number 14, Raph Rogers.
All right, now we start off the second with Raph Rogers, and for all of you at home or blowing me up on YouTube or Twitter right now, I confirmed with Courier Post writer Josh Friedman that indeed that was an error. So that was not a hit given up by Salamito. So Mancini reaches on an error, and I got a second opinion and in confirmation by TJ Hunt of PBR New Jersey. And Noonan, after getting a strike, looks like he comes inside and ends up hitting Raph. So just grabs part of the jersey as Rogers will reach on a hit by pitch. All right, now moving on for Bishop. Eustace stepping in will be the right fielder. No, I'm sorry. It's now the starting shortstop, number 26, to Obermeyer. That's Danny Obermeyer.
Now batting, Dan Obermeyer.
5'11", 150-pounder, senior. Billy Kern jumped into the booth here like in and out. And sorry I missed your shot there, folks, but I assure you that Rogers was safely back in at first base. That pitch is up and away. And so we'll give you the BFA side-by-side run cam. That ball poked through the left side, and we got runners at first and second. Eustace in business here in the second inning on a base knock by the starting shortstop, Obermeyer.
Now batting, Christian Oveka.
So, Christian Oveka will step in. Oveka, wearing number 68, the sophomore, 6'1", 170 pounds. And Noonan fires the fastball as Oveka looks to do the sacrifice bunt. We have no outs. Now called strike, and he is up in the front of the box. He squares again. Reaches. So Coach Tropiano, Nick Delgazzo calling signs it looks like down there at third base. Now 0-2, so he's still in the front of the box, however. So Noonan steps back, takes a look at the runner. It'd be interesting to see if they try to force this thing here, still with 2 strikes, but he is up in the box, as I can see my elevated position behind the plate. He takes that one now 1-2 with no outs here in the second inning. What's up, man? Fires. Good defensive swing as Oveka keeps this at bat going. You can see, take a look at the runners. First and second is Noonan, ready to fire. That ball fouled away on the third base side. Plenty of souvenirs for the neighbors here in Summers Point. Another one goes into someone's yard. As Noonan works the 1-2 count, he delivers, and that there is a called third strike. So the big nasty, Matt Noonan, with a fantastic pitch in a tough spot.
Now batting, number 2, Matt.
And with one out, another guy that has one heck of an arm is number 2, Matt Augustin. So Matt Augustin, the sophomore, listed at 6'2", 195 pounds. As he fouls one back into Veterans Way. So Noonan working ahead to another batter. That ball is up and out of the zone. Evens the count at 1. And again, the Crusaders still looking to be the first to score in this game. Runners at first and second as Noonan steps back. Rogers drawing his attention. Rogers at second. Obermeyer at first. Noonan fires. Breaking pitch. Just misses the top part of the zone. 3/4 arm delivery by Noonan. The younger of another left-handed pitcher. Younger brother, that is. Danny Noonan in the Angels organization. Asking for an appeal down to first base. They say no. Obligatory, as we all kind of know that there's probably zero chance that he actually crossed the plane, but you just never know. Noonan gathers himself, fires again, swing and a miss. So Noonan battling back. Now 3-2. So the full house pitch with runners at first and second. Noonan. Ball's fouled back. Augustin continuing to battle. You know, talk about P.O. power. Augustin started the first game of the season ripping a double, but he's not going to escape that one. So tip of the cap from one pitcher to another as he takes that third strike. And Noonan trying to work his way out of a two-base runner scenario. Started this one with no outs, and now there's two. After the second looking strike out, it's going to bring up number 12, Andrew Auerbach, the sophomore, 5'9", 175 pounds. Noonan wasting no time as he's working quickly, taking a look at Auerbach. Auerbach in the 9-hole for the Crusaders. The ball is up and away. And Noonan, even at 1. Make that now 1-2 as Auerbach, the designated hitter in the lineup for Salamito. Now down 1-2 in the count. That pitch is up, even at 2. Noonan now, 2-2, fires, misses upstairs and away. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second and a full count, this is the payoff pitch from Ocean City's Matt Noonan. That ball's in the dirt, and now the Crusaders get back to the top of the lineup with the bases loaded. And in all of New Jersey, if there's 1 or 2 guys that I wouldn't want to face on the mound with the bases loaded, it's number 4, Ian Petrutz.
Now batting, number 4, Ian Petrutz.
Ian Petrutz, interestingly enough, is at the top of this Eustace lineup where he is your prototypical cleanup hitter. But the whole reason why is you're trying to get him as many at-bats as possible. Something that the Angels used to do with Trout and the Washington Nationals used to do with Harper. And Petrutz, big nasty swing his first pitch. He's looking to do some damage. That ball is called strike upstairs. So a generous strike zone early on. Now Petrutz going to have to battle as Noonan has him on the ropes. 0-2. Fires. And Petrutz drives one into left center field. That's going to score a run. Here comes the throw. Going to cut it off. Tommy Finnega has it, but not before Bishop Eustace ends up with not 1 but 2 runs on the board off the RBI line drive from Ian Petrutz as he battles back, being down 0-2. A clutch play by the big right fielder.
Now batting, number 19, Sebastian Dakota.
So the catcher, Sebastian Pisacreta, will come in with runners at the corners after a clutch, big-time hit by Ian Petrutz. There is number 19. That ball's in the dirt. Nice stop by Rapetti. Be interesting to see here if they try to take advantage of the open base, realizing that there are, in fact, 2 outs. Noonan's going to at least make him think about it as he fires back. Petrutz will reset. And he pops that one straight up. Rapetti might have a play. And runs out of room. That one bounces off the concrete just behind the backstop. Plenty of media coverage in this one. As you can see, quite the crowd. And I got to tell you, if you're actually watching this as you are here, which often happens, some fantastic food here at the concession stand in Summers Point. I hear chicken fingers are like $5. Fires it down, tries to get him. He cuts the play. We're coming home. Slides, and he calls him out. Great defensive play by the Red Raiders. So big-time cut play, and that will cut out the Eustace surge of scoring, but not before they get 2 on the board, and we will head to the top of the third with Bishop Eustace leading 2-0 here at the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic on BFA Sports. All right, and we are ready for more action here. Head to the top of the third with Bishop Eustace with an early 2-0 lead off the two RBI single from Ian Petrutz and Ben Lebrand. The right fielder will start things off against Salamito. Here's a look at Lebrand. Already 1 strike in the count. Well, Better him than me trying to swing at that Anthony Salamito offering, because that was straight up nasty. Ball just tailing in on the right-handed hitters. Well, he's going to get a chance to do the PFP. Salamito over to first, and he will make the play. So Oliva puts the squeeze on. And yet another out recorded.
Number 42, Duke McCarron.
For Eustace. And now number 42, Duke McCarron. We'll dig in. First pitch called strike. So Duke McCarron, the sophomore. Z fires. Now down 0-2. McCarron, another big arm in the illustrious stable of pitchers belonging to the Ocean City Red Raiders. And that one there is going to be a chopper over to third base. Third to first. I'll make the play. So good defense. Got to make Coach Sam Tropiano extremely happy. But the Red Raiders now back to the top of the lineup here in the third with Ben Hogue. Salamito doing a really nice job of not allowing them to get comfortable. He's working at a furious tempo. As he fires. Another called strike. While we're at it, I want to thank our friends 97.3 ESPN FM. Mike Gill. Mike Gill have the call with Sully from Glory Days Magazine. Dave O'Sullivan. They'll have the call in the second game. And all of our games being live streamed are being carried on 97.3 ESPNFM.com. Swing. And he misses. So now an even count, 2-2 to Hogue. Right back to Salamito, who's going to rush over, but I'll retire the side. So Salamito showing the defense too, making 2 plays in that inning. But the Red Raiders will go up and down in order. We're at the middle of the third with Eustace holding on to a 2-0 lead here at Coaches versus Cancer. So what's up, bro? Everybody good?
Yeah, everybody.
All right. Welcome back to Summers Point. We're watching the Ocean City Red Raiders with Matt Noonan on the hill. And they're taking on Bishop Eustace, who's out to an early 2-0 lead here on BFA Sports. And I'm now joined by the owner of 220 Second to None Baseball in Absecon and a sponsor of Coaches versus Cancer, and that is Johnny Monell Jr.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, man, it's fantastic. We're glad you could join us here in the booth.
Always good to see you.
Yeah, you too, buddy. VIP seats up here.
Oh, this is a better view. It's a little warmer up here, too.
Nice. So Johnny Monell is doing his part to improve the awesome players that we have coming out of the South Jersey baseball scene. And, he just said to me before he sat down, he's like, man, this Salamito kid is nasty.
Yeah, I'd spent some time behind home plate to watch some of his stuff. He's a talented prospect in the area, and there's a lot of hype behind him, so you got to come down and check him out, see what he's got. And the stuff plays, man. He's got good movement, hard fastball, good secondary stuff, throw strikes. Definitely kept me engaged, all his pitches he's thrown today, so he's doing a really good job.
All right, so starting things off here in the bottom of the third for Bishop Eustace is the catcher, Pisacreta. So Pisacreta now even count at 1-1. And that ball is in the dirt as Noonan let that one go. Now 2-1. And speaking of catchers, so Junior, after spending some time with the New York Mets, the San Francisco Giants, the Orioles, and even a stint out there in Korea.
Wow, yeah.
So what's the nastiness like? You got two guys at this level in high school, and, we talked about this the other day. I know you were out at Holy Spirit for Chase Petty, who'll be playing for Mainland later on tonight. But, dude, these catchers, it's not like it used to be, man.
No.
They got a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, they do. Especially these guys showcasing themselves. They got to do their job to make sure that they keep their team involved in the game and making sure they keep themselves in front. Being able to keep the ball in front, show that they can catch their strikes and keep the balls in front of them, balls in the dirt. So with Cole Campbell and even their catcher for Eustace, Sebastian, he's doing a really good job. I've seen him make some good blocks. Early good setups for Solamento so far, and Cole Campbell also being a wall for Chase Petty. You've seen probably on Friday, the Tuesday game when they played Holy Spirit. They've been doing a really good job keeping the ball in front and also doing the best they can with the velo that these guys present. And with Solamento, you got arms, legs, feet, ankles, everything coming at you. So with the movement and the secondary stuff that he has, these guys have been doing a tremendous job so far. I'm definitely impressed.
No question about that. And now we're going to have Nick Sulpizio, the third baseman, step in. He flew out to center field in his first at-bat, and he is already down with a strike to Noonan. And that's a grounder right back at Noonan. Noonan able to field his position. PFP 101. That's the old 1-3 putout.
Yeah, that's always a tough play, That play to the pitcher, making sure that ball's coming right back at you. You don't over panic, and you handle the ball and you throw that ball over to first base. That's definitely a tough play for the pitcher to make right there.
Yeah, shock and awe is always the thing that wakes you up. So David Oliva will step in. Struck out looking in his first at bat.
Good first pitch breaking ball right there.
Yeah, Noonan now working his way through this order a second time there, Junior.
Oh. Stay down, James. Got through.
Finds its way through the hole, and that one will make it into center field as Gannon Brady collects himself, and Oliva with a 2-out single right up the middle, and that's going to bring up Raph Rogers. So already, just like that, Eustace in for another opportunity for their chance to keep a rally going here in the third. There is Raph Rogers. Rogers reached on a hit by pitch in his last at-bat. And we'll go to the side-by-side runner cam here on BFA. So good opportunity for those college coaches and scouts that are watching to see how the pitcher manages the run game.
You guys do a great job with this, man. Being able to showcase high school baseball right now and have the access to see through your phone and at home, especially through these times. And good pitch.
Nasty pitch there
by Noonan. Doing a good job, though.
Thanks, man.
Really good job.
Proud to do our part, much the same way that you are. So being a sponsor of this event, man, that's something that's pretty awesome, and I know something that you're always telling the kids and trying to show them to be involved in the community and do what the right thing is. So talk about you're wanting to get involved with this great event.
Oh yeah, for sure. Last year we saw the event happen, and we made my way to a couple games, and I made it my business this year to be a part of this great cause and this this whole event that they put together for the great high school teams that are in the area, being able to showcase themselves. With even we're in the community. A lot of our parents and our players' parents get impacted by cancer, and we've had family members as well that have been impacted with cancer, and we wanted to definitely be a part of the cause and and be able to stand the fight with the community here. So, you know, we're humbled to be a part of it, and we're super excited to be a part of it as well.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you being a part of it because certainly, you know, having great organizations like yours step up, support such a wonderful cause, that's what keeps things going. And listen, the fact is, you know, we were talking about being at Holy Spirit the other day. You're right around the corner, so I hear some potential expansion plans already underway over there at 220, second to none.
Yeah, I mean, we got opportunity to, you know, expand our, you know, open up that wall a little bit and get some more room and get some more players so players can do some more things in the winter to prepare for their season. So just a little footnote that's going to happen there at the facility here in the next coming months, but that's the game plan, and continue to move forward and prepare for the summer program that we're about to have here soon. So we got some exciting things to look forward to. We're growing in the community, and that's what we want to do, is make sure that we be able to put a good product out there for these boys to experience and also develop and get better as well. So
well, and a tradition for your family. So obviously, you grew up in the clubhouse with your pop still being involved with the family business, and so now you guys carrying the torch, together as a tandem. But it's funny, a lot of these kids have had a chance to play down at Sandcastle Stadium where you were running the halls and the concourse and the like. So pretty cool. So what was a big part of your decision to kind of come back and grow your roots here after kind of traveling the globe, because baseball took you quite around the world?
Well, I spent most of my off seasons here, and I did most of my training here between end of the seasons and going into winter ball. And I always came here and did my training and my off-season training, or even getting ready for spring training. So South Jersey is definitely a home for me, and it just made it seem right. The people were great here, and it just made my decision easier to stay and help the families and help the kids, grow the game.
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic. We think about just how different the landscape is of South Jersey baseball. It feels like in just like the last 3 to 4 years, it's just kind of like this explosion, and it's in a great way because a lot of these kids are earning opportunities to get a college education and get it at a discount because they're either earning scholarships or earning merit money to do so, and it all starts with wonderful training. And as we head now to the top of the fourth, we're going to start things off.
Joe Rapetti, catcher. You might know a little thing about Joe Rapetti. That's a good take right there.
All right, so Rapetti was a victim of a Salamito strikeout in his first at bat, back of the first. Now leads things off here in the fourth. And that's a hard grounder. And first baseman, Oliva, has been a busy guy for Bishop Eustace.
Tell you what, nothing comes out of the hand straight out of this kid unless he's living up in the top of the zone. A lot of hard, heavy movement down, and you can see as that fastball just kind of runs middle away, and barrel just gets beat up on a.
Yeah, they're choppers, so credit to the grounds crew because
that first baseman's been busy today.
All right, so now the pitcher, Matt Noonan. He's going to dig in against the high-tempo pitching Salamito. And, Johnny, that's another thing. Salamito's not letting anybody get comfortable because he gets on the mound and throws again.
Yeah, tempo's huge. A guy like that and wants to stay in rhythm. I think all starting pitchers want to do that once they get in rhythm. Being able to establish the strike zone's huge, and once you have a 2-0 lead, getting late in the ball game and pitch count's certainly low, he's definitely, dialed up to go the distance. But, again, he throws it, he gets the sign, he's ready to go. There's no waiting around. He gets up there and ready to compete. So, those are good signs and good things to tell for him in his future. So Noonan now battling, was down 0-2 and still is after he fouls that one off into the fence. He flew out to right field in his first at bat. And there's another foul chopper down first base side. Interesting. Some of these coaches aren't so quick to try to do the barehanded grab like they used to be. A little chilly out there.
All right, so again, Doug Stasek for BFA Sports, and I'm joined in the booth this fine Friday afternoon by Johnny Monell Jr. of 220. That's 220, second to none baseball in Absecon.
Ooh.
And that 50-50 pitch goes to the benefit of Matt Noonan.
This is why you can't give me a mic.
Well, that's how most of our guys operate, so we just stay on the 50-50. There's a ground ball. That one's going to get through. Nope. No, it's not. Shortstop. Good cutoff play there by Obermeyer. Obermeyer retires Noonan. And so, pitcher of stables for Ocean City, Johnny is impressive, and this guy is just a physical specimen who's impressive in his own right, and that is Tommy Finnega.
Yeah. How tall is he?
Finnega is listed at to be continued. Tall. So
He looks like 6'4", easy.
yeah, I think he's listed at 6'5", if I'm not mistaken, for basketball
boy.
season, and he's only a junior. So Finnega,
He's a bigger bat.
the Vanderbilt commit, and Salamito fires. That ball misses inside. So one of the few times this afternoon that we've seen Salamito behind an account. He's 2-0 to Finnega. Tommy Finnega, also a swings and misses. Star standout in the basketball tournament that we had, Hoops Madness. So he actually made the debut of the BFA Sports breakaway cam behind the backboard. Two-handed slam in the transition. It was pretty nasty. He swings and misses again. Now 2-2. And Salamito, after being behind in this count, has found the groove again.
Yeah, 2-2-2.
And swing and a miss. He struck him out.
That's the big inning for Ocean City. They got to shut him down here.
So now 5 strikeouts in the books for Salamito, and Eustace will go to bat in the bottom of the 4th, leading by 2 here in the Mainland Coaches versus Cancer Classic on BFA Sports. We'll step aside from Summers Point and be right back with more baseball action. Just a few. All right, and as Matt Noonan gets loose here for the 4th, you can take a look at the Ocean City Red Raider defense. Left field, Duke McCarron. Center field's Gannon Brady. And right, Ben Lebrand. Third base is Jack Perry. At short is James Mancini. Ben Hogue is at second, and Tommy Finnega over at first with Matt Noonan still on the hill and Rapetti behind the hill. And I'm joined now in the booth. I got 2 celebrities. I mean, we got Courier Post beat writer Josh Friedman, who's in the house, and then a guy who I think just came to probably warm up after shooting video would be PBR New Jersey's director TJ Hunt. So, fellas, welcome to the press box.
What's up, guys?
Thanks for having me.
Nah, man, it's good stuff. So, already a 2-0 lead for Bishop Eustace. We're going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. And that is going to be with the shortstop, Obermeyer. Just made himself a nice play. So, guys, Salamito as advertised.
Absolutely. I mean, he's, we saw Petty the other day with the gas, and Salamito hasn't been quite that high, but he's been unhittable as we've seen so far, just the one error. Great defense behind him. Everything, one ball in the outfield, I think.
Yeah.
Fly 9 in the opening, and everything else seems like pretty routine for the Eustace defense over there.
A lot of weak contact, for sure.
Yeah, foul straight back into the screen. So, TJ, two pitchers here that have been higher on your radar for more than a few years. It
Yeah,
seems like.
yeah.
Hard to believe that a guy like Solomito is a senior.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday we saw him down in this event 2 years ago, right, against when he was at GC.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's, won a state championship as a starter as a freshman, pitching, 2-3 years ago for Gloucester Catholic. I mean, he's not afraid of anything. You can just tell he's so calm out there. Takes a deep breath. I think he's maybe had a 1-2-0 count the entire game, and takes a deep breath and wind up getting Finnega on strikes. That last inning. It's just it's routine for him so far.
So Noonan gets another victim as he puts K in the book, and that's going to bring up number 68, Christian Oveka.
I got to learn how to do both here, keeping score and watch and talking to you guys. I'm having trouble doing that.
Well, yeah, I'll never be able to handle the pitch count. I can assure you of that one. But the book is important. That's what my buddy Mike Gill is calling the second game, was always telling me. He's like, no matter what, you're calling the game, man. He's like, you got to keep the book going because no matter what you say, you may actually forget what's going on. So as Noonan fires yet again, and now a 2-1 count, one of the few times he's been actually behind in the count. TJ, any velo readings down there for Noonan?
Noonan was up to 90. He was sitting pretty much 86, 88, touching an 89 here and there. But his breaking ball has shown really sharp break, 72, 76, 1-7 bite. He's locating it really nicely.
And a grounder. That ball's hit over to second base, and scooping that up is going to be Hogue. Hogue over to Shaquille O'Neal, a.k.a. Tommy Finnegan. He's a big specimen.
He's a bigger guy than I thought. I hadn't seen him in person. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
We had him listed as 6'5", I think, in basketball season, but I don't know that's accurate.
Augustin.
Did I had Solometto at 91 is what I heard. Did he get above that at all or no?
93, yeah. He's 90, 91, 93 pretty much the whole time.
All right, so another rising arm, speaking of guys that have talent, is Matt Augustin. So Augustin, even though with the bat in his hand, he's more of a fierce nemesis on the mound. TJ, one of the guys very highly ranked, PBR New Jersey, class of 23.
Oh, yeah, the highest ranked uncommitted guy, I think, in our state right now. He's up to 91 this winter at a couple of events that you guys were doing. So really good arm, really talented arm. Let's see what he can do with the stick here.
Yeah, I love the competitive spirit in this kid. He's like, he's so much into a baller. Ooh, swing and a miss. So second strikeout for Augustin today. But, from going back to him from a pitching standpoint, he does some really impressive things on the mound. And I'm really going to look forward to seeing him as this year plays out, of being one of the go-to guys for Coach Tropiano. And it seems like, even Josh, like for Bishop Eustace, every year they have some kind of young crop of talent, freshman or sophomore. They really kind of just jump up on the scene and end up playing a big role. And it seems like with Coach Trope already putting him in the lineup, he's not just counting on him to throw strikes, but he's counting on him to do some damage with the bat too.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the perennial powers here in South Jersey. And talking to Sam, but they haven't won a championship since 2006. That's been their problem. They've been one of the best, and they just have had a hard time getting over the hump. And it's just one of those things where they've got to find the right recipe. But this pitching staff, from Sam told me, he had Tyler Phillips, Zach Gallen, and Smeltzer all on the same staff. He called this is probably his deepest one he's had, and that says
something.
That's saying a lot about what this the depth of the talent. And Solometto, he says, probably the best he's had as a high schooler based on his physical presence. Zach and all those other guys didn't have quite the physical presence when they were a little smaller, didn't have quite the velocity back then. Where he is right now, Anthony, he's had few he's ever seen quite like this. So.
Yeah, and TJ, it's funny when you sit there and you're kind of scouting Solomito. There's just so many. It's funny. Sometimes you say, hey, you try to streamline your pitching.
Yeah. But
this guy brings a whole different dynamic because it seems like there's a lot going on, but it kind of hypnotizes you from a hitting standpoint. It's hard to hit him.
For sure, yeah. Oh, he lulls you to sleep for sure. He's a big lanky kid, and certainly some more velo in the tank. But it's just like he's throwing a bullpen out there. Nothing really bothers him. Really flatlined out there.
Yeah, it's he's had these guys on the ropes, and I'll just kind of do a quick take here. But he's got 5 strikeouts, hasn't given up. Well, I'm just going to say he's got 5 strikeouts. at this point.
Hold on, I got the pitch count here. Hold on, let me do a little math.
Ah, there we go.
I hate doing math during a game, but let me see here. 12, 26.
Looking at your handwriting, you should be Dr. Friedman. Yours is worse than mine.
26, 37, 50. I got him for 50 through 4.
All right, so 50 pitches for Salamito through 4. Leading things off for Ocean City is going to be yet another arm. Man, I feel like it's pitchers are us today. Gannon Brady as he squares the bunt. There were rumors that actually Gannon Brady might have been the guy getting the start here this fine Friday, but things had kind of changed last minute, and next thing you know, Noonan does in fact end up being the pitcher.
Well, both these teams, they're fortunate they can really do what they want on the pitching with their staffs. They've got enough arms to do a lot of damage. I mean, Ocean City also has McCarron, correct? If I'm not mistaken, the sophomore batting ninth. He's supposed to be pretty good from what I hear as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, Duke, yeah, Maryland commit, yep.
All right, Salamito fires again, and he strikes him out. So the backwards K goes in the books, and he just seems to be unfazed. That doesn't really surprise us, though.
Now batting number 28, James Mancini.
All right.
You've seen a lot of look. The talent here in Division I recruits, is this the best it's been that you've seen since you've been doing this?
I think the top end of the talent is outstanding this year. I think the 4 arms at the top of the 21 rankings are guys that could really go early in the draft. You got Petty, obviously Salamito. You got the kid Coppola from Verona, North Jersey, and then Shane Panzini from Red Bank Catholic. All guys that are, all these scouts behind the plate are going to be driving around seeing them the whole spring. So 4 guys that could easily go top 10 rounds, top even 5.
So James Mancini, a guy that has some speed that would impress some scouts, is the only guy to reach base so far this afternoon for Ocean City, and that was on an error in the second inning.
Yep, bobbled ball by the first baseman. Looked like it was going to be routine, but then Salamito worked no problem getting out of it. So, again, nothing seems to faze Anthony, and he's just in command. It's what you love to see. This is, all these scouts come here that you're expecting a guy perform, and he's doing exactly that.
Yeah, he's in control. I mean, there's so many great things that have been shared and said about Salamito. His presence is something that it really kind of takes you back from a hitter standpoint because he looks so mature. Like, he kind of has that psychological kind of mind meld on you where he's just like, he's looking at you like, man, I'm not going to be able to do anything against this guy.
Well, I did a little something on him before the season, and, he's the kind of kid, he's played up his entire career. He was at 7. I think it was a 7. He was playing with 9. And this is the first year in the last 11 years he's actually played with his own age group. Like, he's the big dog on his own age group, which says a lot about that. He's not afraid of anything. He pitched for Zach Gallen's father growing up, and Zach told me the famous story when I was doing a story on him earlier this year that his dad wouldn't take him out of games. He could walk 5 straight guys, and he'd look over and he'd be like, "Get yourself out of it." and that's the same thing he did with Anthony growing up, and Anthony's used that. That's gave him that grit, and that that's where you get that no fear, no phase mentality, and you see it on the mound with him.
So Jack Perry now digs in with a 1-strike count against Salamito. He struck out his first at bat. Salamito actually has 7 Ks right now on the afternoon. Another swing and a miss. TJ, that's another thing about Salamito. It's not just throwing strikes, but they're swing and miss strikes.
Oh, yeah. Everything's dancing with him. Tough angle to come from.
And there's a ball that's foul.
He throws from that lower 3/4 angle, and he gets that arm side run away from the righties into lefties, and he's got that slider that just is a wipeout pitch for him, strikeout pitch.
Yeah, and, Pisacreta is a guy that I give a ton of credit to because trying to catch that filth that comes out of his slider isn't something that's really easy. We saw that the other day, Josh, at Holy Spirit. That was a big difference in the game. It was one of the keys of the game I had said beforehand. It's whatever catcher fared better was going to really help impact the game, and that actually ended up being the case. And, again, same thing here, but Pisacreta, really nice job as he strikes him out again.
Yeah, I mean, and I talked to Coach Kern afterwards that game, and he said it. Cole Campbell is you can have a great pitcher, but if you don't have someone that can catch him, it doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. And Cole and Piston Credit can do the same thing. He can handle those sliders. He can handle anything kind of inside and outside. He can block the plate, and that gives a guy like Salamelo so much confidence that he's not going to be afraid to throw off speed on with men on or anything like that. And that's such a huge part of this game.
It's amazing. It's huge. Now Salamito struck out the 4 last batters. He now has 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. I'm running out of descriptive words to use for what I'm seeing right now, and we're through 5. So we are through 5, and you're going to see Matt Noonan back on the hill, but we will step aside for just a second and reset things here from Bud Kern Memorial Field. You are watching the Mainland Coaches versus Cancer here on BFA Sports. And welcome back to the Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on BFA Sports. I'm joined in the booth by PBR New Jersey Director TJ Hunt and Courier Post Josh Freeman as Andrew Auerbach swings the first pitch offered by Noonan, and Tommy Finnegan going to get handcuffed and not be able to make a play. So Auerbach will reach on that error. And Eustace salivating as the dugout erupts.
Well, offense has been hard to come by here, so any way you can get a guy on base is big, and now you get to the top of the order, and the best bat who we've seen today is Petrutz. Ian Petrutz, the leadoff guy for Bishop Eustace. Clearview transfers, ripped 2 balls right up the middle. He's had the best bat without question today. Maryland committed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is some – oh, and he's squaring, which is interesting.
That's Coach Tropiano, old school 101 for you right there.
Yeah, he's certainly an old school coach. With the way he's been swinging the bat, he's seen, I understand trying to get one more run for Anthony, but I have a hard time believing you took the bat out of Ian's hands, personally.
Yeah, he's been the top guy so far.
Not even quite.
Two barreled hits. Hey, whatever wins, right?
I mean, I was there to practice earlier this season when he just absolutely was smoking the ball during an inner squad, whatever they were doing, and I just can't imagine taking the ball out of that guy's hands, right? That bat out of that guy's hands.
Got to trust the guys behind him.
I mean, both these teams. Sorry, while I'm watching play, trying to record stuff here. Both these teams obviously have the great pitching, and both coaches will tell you, at least before the season, they told me, it's the bats they have questions about. Can they get enough runs this season? At Ocean City, it's kind of been a perennial thing with them. Always have the great arms. Can they manufacture 4 runs a game to win? Mm-hmm. And these coaches both will tell you. I asked, if I guarantee you 4 a game, would you take it? In a heartbeat. It was 100%. And with their arms that they have, and. So it's a matter of finding offense. If I have a guy like Ian right now who's swinging the bat like he is, I just couldn't personally take the bat out of his hands. But what do I know? I'm not a coach. I'm just a guy who watches baseball.
Well, Nick Sulpizio, the third baseman, he digs in. He is 0 for 2 so far on the day. And after that sacrifice bunt and fly out by Sebastian Pisacreta with 2 outs and a runner at second base, Eustace trying to get it done with a swing.
Well, they only had 3 runs, if I'm not mistaken, against East earlier this week with Massio. I think he had 13 Ks or something like that. So, again, runs could be hard to come by for Eustace this year. Great staff, but one bad inning or one anything here, they could be in trouble against a good pitcher like Noonan. So, I understand trying to get one more, but again, his bat's been great. So,
good pitch there.
I gotta tell you, I don't even think it's close. Petrutz has got to probably be the best power hitter in New Jersey.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's up there.
it's funny. I ran into Petrutz after a PBR New Jersey event, and he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I just want to tell you guys that I know I didn't have my best day for you." And he goes, "So I'm sorry." I'm like, "What are you apologizing for? Like, what's going on?" He's like, "No." He's like, everybody's been so nice and kind to me and saying great things. I need to do better."
Wow.
So big time character on that kid too. So Sapizio, he gets struck out by Noonan, and just like that, we are moving fast and furious, and that will be Noonan's the 8th strikeout for Noonan as well. So this is a pitcher's duel of, I guess when you looked at the starting lineups, kind of what we anticipated. Be a low-scoring, high-velocity game. High velocity on the mound and high velocity in terms of how quickly we've gotten through some of these innings.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
The reporter in me, knock on wood there.
I guess there's no question, TJ, that they let Salamito go as he needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's cruising right now. Not a lot of high-effort throws or pitches throughout this game so far. So, if the stress level builds, maybe a pitching change. But if not, it's kind of just like he's going for a walk in the park right now, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what did I say, 50 before the last inning? So I had him for 13 the next, so 63 if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, 63 through 5. Yeah, he's
cruising. He's
got plenty of distance there. And we'll take a quick gander at the Ocean City Red Raiders offensive lineup. And they're down near the bottom. So right now, as you look at the starting lineup, we got Liebrand, McCarron, and Ben Hogue will be starting things off here as we get into the 6th inning. And as far as the rest of the Eustace defense, although there hasn't been a lot of balls hit to them, we'll take a look at the Eustace defense. And you got Matt Augustin in left, Vecca still out in center, Ian Petrutz, we mentioned, is in right, Sulpizio at third, Obermeyer and Rogers in the middle. Oliva, probably the busiest defender on the Eustace squad so far, and Pisacreta behind the hill. And again, I'm joined in the booth by Courier Post Josh Friedman and PBR New Jersey director TJ Hunt as Liebrand gets things going here, top of the 6th, running out of opportunities for the Red Raiders. So Liebrand grounded out to Salamito in his first and only at-bat.
Defense, the infield of the Eustace defense has been great so far. Outside of that one error, a lot of ground balls, and they fielded them nicely. And early in the season, little bit of a cold day. It's like Trophy, I'm sure, is like to see that.
First pitch, swing and a miss.
So TJ, you mentioned obviously Chase and Solomito at the top of the heap here for South Jersey. As far as South Jersey is concerned, who are some other guys that could be hearing their name called at this 10 round? What is 10 rounds now? Correct on the draft?
20.
Is it going to 20?
20? Yeah, it's going to be 20.
It's going to be 20. So who else should South Jersey fans be paying attention to when the draft rolls around?
Well, obviously Petrutz is a guy to watch for, and I think Sestawicki has a chance from Kingsway. Good arm, up to 95, 96 on the mound. Pretty good breaking ball. Very strong kid. So look for him to be a dark horse candidate for sure.
Well, Salamito started this inning off the way he finished the last one. That's with a strikeout as he gets Liebrand. Now 9 in the books.
5 in a row, too.
Now batting number 42, Duke McCarron.
So Duke McCarron, one of the highly ranked sophomores. I can't believe I'm saying that Duke McCarron is only a sophomore. That's hard to believe, actually. I feel like we've been talking about him for like 2 years already. He steps in, and McCarron grounded out the third. His first at-bat, one of the few guys put the ball in play so far. Oh, and that rocket went into the Eustace dugout. Everybody took cover, but it seems like everyone's head's still attached to their shoulders, which that's a good thing.
If I was in that dugout, I would have gotten hit.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see your tweet the other day, as you're covering Paul VI versus Shawnee, you got hit in the well, I don't know. There's many names for that adjective.
I did see that. You're like, I got to take a quick break.
Thanks for the reminder, Doug. I appreciate that.
Well, you have two daughters. You have 2 daughters. You're all right. Might have helped you out. Might have saved you a few bucks. You don't even know.
Oh my, that was not fun. That was I'd been hitting the chest once, covering a lacrosse game, an errant pass, but that one no expectation. You know, Paul VI, you don't expect a lacrosse ball to come way over the fence, over the end zone, walking by the dugout. So Ryan Rumsey, Paul VI pitcher, is the only one there to see it. Just he's stretching and just sees me fall to the ground. So he's like, "Did that just happen?" I'm like, "Yeah, it just happened." So. Thankfully, I'm okay. I'm walking around. I was asked if I should take some workers' comp, but I toughed it out. No DL stint for me,
all right.
and I'm going long.
Well,
so.
yeah.
Bulldogged it. There you go.
The high school players in South Jersey, thank you for that and your outstanding coverage, man. Talk about a baller here. So Salamito, 2 strikeouts to start the inning. And looks like another error going in the books as that one gets by the shortstop, Obermeyer. So E6 now leads not only the second base runner on the day, and that's in Ben Hogue.
Catcher Joe Rapetti.
So catcher Joe Rapetti is with 2 outs, going to try to be the spark for an Ocean City Red Raider rally here late in this one, and they certainly need it. So TJ, do you take some pitches here? Do you try to make Salamito work, or is that just pointless?
Yeah, you got it. You got to see what he can do here. He's got to get ahead, but you know, if there's a guy on, he's in the stretch for now the second time right all game. Let's see what happens.
He's been throwing strikes though. I mean, he has not thrown a lot of balls. He's been around the plate. He has not had too many pitches where pretty clearly, you know, wants to lay off of. So I got to figure that's got to be hard for Rapetti right now.
Yeah, so Salamito with 10 strikeouts in the double digits. That ball gets away. And now Hogue will be the first runner in scoring position for the Red Raiders this Friday afternoon at the Mainland Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on BFA Sports.
I see my jinx still has some game. So
yeah. It's amazing how that sometimes plays out, right? All right, so now Rapetti 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a ground out to first.
I'm sure many fans know Rapetti from football, quarterback for Ocean City, who had a great season.
And that ball fires across, so Eustace able to settle in, get the 6-3 put out. So with 1 runner left on, who got on by an error, the Red Raiders still scoreless, and Bishop Eustace goes to bat here in the bottom of the 6th with that 2-0 lead. And due up is going to be Oliva, Rogers, and Obermeyer. You are watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. We're going to listen to the sponsors real quick.
The Coastal Group at Morgan Stanley, Myers Builders, Allied OP, New Jersey Baseball, Xperia Investment Advisors, Kokanen and Charles Law, McMahon Insurance Agency, Body Armor, Gas Up Barbershop, Second to None Baseball, Harrison Beverage, Ken Adams Oil, Bob's Seafood, Vic Subs, Zenaris Reporting, Atlanticare, Boca and Margate, Calvi Electric, John's Barbershop, Sports Paradise, Wild Athletics, Peak Performance, South Jersey South Shore Baseball. And a special thank you to the Atlantic County umpires again. Gary, Jesse, and Scooby at the Mainland custodial staff, the Acme Supermarket, the Mainland Regional High School Athletic Department and administrative team, and all the Mainland baseball parents and fans, and all the fans here today. Thank you so much for being here.
All right. And what a group of fantastic people, organizations, and businesses that have contributed to help raise money for the American Cancer Society through the Mainland Coaches versus Cancer. Doug Stasic, joined in the booth by PBR New Jersey's TJ Hunt and Josh Friedman of the Courier Post. And TJ, you guys also getting involved this year with coverage of this fantastic event, and certainly one that is must-see in the state of New Jersey.
Absolutely, yeah. mixing in the top town in South Jersey. A couple North Jersey teams making their trip down here. See Don Bosco taking on Holy Spirit tomorrow. So some good talent down here.
Yeah, and happy to have both of you guys part of our coverage this fantastic weekend. And I know you guys will be around for a couple of other marquee matchups coming up. You know, TJ just mentioned Holy Spirit and Don Bosco Prep, and then Josh, I know Sunday you got Gloucester Catholic and St. Augustine Prep on your radar.
Yeah, like I said the last time I was here, that's become tradition at this tournament, which is really nice. Those two perennial powers, obviously state championship contenders every year. It's always a great game between those two, and I can't wait to see it. As always, it's a must see for any South Jersey baseball fan.
Well, showing some must-see defense there is the pitcher, Matt Noonan. He's still in the game, so he retires Oliva, who was 1 for 2 before that at-bat, now 1 for 3 as he had a single up the middle. And already we're going to jump in with Raph Rogers, the second baseman. Rogers reached on a hit-by-pitch, and he's grounded out to Noonan.
Both pitchers have fielded the ball well. Both have had a few plays to make, and both have done a really nice job.
Very good athletes, both of them.
PFP. You know, TJ, that surprises me. With all your showcases, you don't have like an event that you actually just hit ground balls as hard as you can to the pitcher and see how well they can defend.
Yeah, you know what? That we get that on video. That's definitely something you can break down. Athleticism. How do we quantify that? Well, how many sack bunts can you throw?
Now batting, number 26.
That was a hit by pitch for your scorebook if you missed it.
I did miss it, so thanks. He's been a ball magnet, so that just means that Rogers is right up on the plate. That's the second time he's gotten hit today.
Anyway, any chance you got to get on, you got to do it.
All right, so looks like we're going to have a potential meeting of the minds. So is the debate what's going to happen here defensively? I don't think it's about Noonan coming out because he still looks like he's feeling pretty good.
I do not know what he's at pitch count-wise, but he's had a couple quick innings, so I think he'll be okay, at least for the rest of this one, as long as they want to keep him in there.
Yeah, Coach looks like a Smurf out there. I mean, these guys look like complete giants that are on the Ocean City. You know, we're talking
pitchers in that infield.
It's a large human out there on the mound with Tommy between Tommy Finnega and Matt Noonan. Oh my Lord! All right, so now with one out, we're going to bring up the shortstop, and that is number 26, Danny Obermeyer. Obermeyer himself, 5'11", 150 pounds. As Mike Edwards, coaches versus cancer right now, he's in the booth. You need a headset, Mike? Okay.
Am I off?
No, we can actually. Here, give me 1 second. Swing and a miss.
I'm supposed to carry the play-by-play here. I've never done this before. I'll do what I can. Noonan into the delivery, winds up. Little off-speed stuff. That's a strike. That's why Doug's paid the big bucks to do the play-by-play. So that was not my finest moment. I don't think it'll go in the highlight reel right there.
All right. Well, we're here for you, Josh. It's all about BP. You need reps. That's all it is. And I'm sure my brother from another, Al Fisher, who's watching right now, as he had a little bit of a late day at work, I'm sure he'll have something real colorful to say about your efforts. And the runner goes. It looks like a textbook hit and run. Gonna still get the Obermeyer, however. So we got a 5-3 put out.
So are you guys doing your live mock draft show this year? Is that going to be get a repeat performance or no?
Al wants to do it, man. So he wants to plan. So I'm sure going to be hearing from him. That'll be next Thursday night, I believe. And then we got some more baseball action, and the Thank You Classic will be over in John Scanzano land at Walt Nagorski Field. And I think it's another Don Bosco game, I think, is going over there.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to look at that schedule too there, TJ. There's a couple good ones.
I'll tell you what, couple really great tournaments here. Obviously, what this tournament's been doing for 9 years, and Bill Gore's tournament over the Thank You Classic was a great idea he had last year to recognize first responders all throughout the country with what was going on. And I know there are so many teams that are excited to be a part of that. It's certainly a unique event, and you can just see over 3 days a bunch of different fields. Everyone going to give their time, and I think it's a great tournament. I hope we can keep it going, too. I hope this is something that's not a one-year thing. I hope this is a many-year a money-year event for Coach Gore over there, now coaching at Gloucester Catholic again.
Yeah, it's like 7 different locations. I think there's like 50-some teams participating. So definitely going to be quite the event. And then it's like a compressed season, though, right? Because you look at that and then you blink, and I swear, like I'm looking Diamond Classic first round's like May 13th.
Usually these events are like early on in the season, and they're going like back to back with all like you said, Diamond Classic, county tournaments, and stuff like that. So
we can't complain though. Hey, we have baseball.
That's
I mean, we
do.
know what we had
That's a good
last
point.
year, and there's no complaining. Look, and there's playoffs this year. I mean, this is spring gets their playoffs. We get a full season. There's really not much I think anyone can complain about, especially with the quality of baseball we're going to see here in South Jersey. As I said earlier, it seems like it's as good as it's ever been. So,
Well, put another strikeout in the books for Matt Noonan. This pitcher's duel is playing out.
and I don't mean to leave you guys, but I do have to go do some work.
Yeah, so
Best of luck to you guys.
9 thanks, man. 9 strikeouts now in the books for Matt Noonan is Josh Friedman. Gracious enough to join us here up in the booth. And it looks like, as expected, Anthony Salamito is coming back out for the final frame there, TJ Hunt.
the Bulldog going to CG here. Let's see what he can do.
Choo-wee. Yeah, it's he's been dynamic in every sense of the word, and as advertised. I mean, I feel like I've said that probably 3 or 4 times at this point, but it's just something that is. It's what the scouts want to see, though, too. It's like in the big moment with the big expectations, a lot of pomp and circumstance, but it just seems like he's just totally zoned.
Oh, he's
right now.
locked in. Yeah. Complete focus, complete control, like we've been saying. It takes a lot, though, right? High school kid, with all, like you said, like the pop behind the plate and all these guns raising up every pitch, can you really lock in on the glove and execute a pitch? So, he's been through it, though. He's been on the radar of these guys for a long time with those events in the summertime. So I'm sure he's used to it. And like you said, he's showing up on the big stage.
Well, and speaking of the big stage, with you being the director of PBR New Jersey, he's a guy that's been involved in events for quite a period of time. We talk a lot about when's the right time to kind of get into the circuit and get out there. And for you, PBR, it's like, hey, once you get into the big field, that's where the big field often kind of levels the playing field a little bit. But Salamito has been a standout for years, and so for other guys that are sitting there watching or parents that have younger siblings, I mean, how do you get invited to a PBR event?
Number 24, Matt Noonan.
Just the top events. I mean, you just got to perform. I mean, you have to be one
Just
of the
like
best
out here,
guys.
right?
Yeah, you have to be one of the best guys, and get seen at the appropriate events, whether it's at a tournament or during the high school season or during one of our open events, and you kind of have to go that route and just get it in front of as many eyes as possible.
Yeah. And I would encourage everybody that if you have someone that is just about high school age or already is in high school age, if you don't have a PBR profile, you can already get one for free. Just go in, put the information in, go to prepbaseballreport.com, and for the information on some of these open events and ones that you can sign up for and request invites to certain events, highly recommend checking it out. And you can also see all the PBR national events, all the video and live streams on the new PBR Now network.
That's right. Yeah, big time. PBR Now network just launched about a month ago. So really exciting stuff going on with our national.
And that is the 11th strikeout for Anthony Salamito.
Finnegan.
So we've seen him throw a few strikeouts at PBR events over the last 4 years. All right, so now Tommy Finnegan digs in. And a first pitch strike. Man, it is so difficult from a hitter standpoint to continue to have to work from behind.
Yeah, a lot of first pitch strikes.
And that ball is grounded to second base, and they're going to make the turn quite easily. 4-3 is the putout. And now with 2 outs, Gannon Brady is more or less the last Jedi for Ocean City. Brady 0 for 2. He has grounded out to first, and he has struck out looking as he fouls one over to Veterans Way. And Salamito. I think he called that one outside, TJ. I'm not sure how that got called outside, but it's outside, I guess. 50-50 pitch. All right, Salamito fires. So Salamito taking a deep breath. And that's a grounder, and that one's going to get through. And I didn't want to speak what had to be spoken before, TJ, but with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, Gannon Brady, if he spoiled anything, it's that Anthony Salamito had a no-hitter going.
That's right.
And I did everything that I possibly could from the baseball karma gods to not actually say that until just now.
Great job by you.
Thanks.
Good
man.
restraint.
Now batting number 28, James Mancini.
All right, so now with 2 outs and a runner at first base in the 7th, James Mancini, Ocean City, steps in. Spends his summer playing for New Jersey baseball. Again, Mike LaHood out there. Big fan. And Mancini is one of the few guys to reach base. He reached on an error early in the game, and he struck out in his last at-bat. So he's now down 1 strike here to Anthony Salamito. No pitch. It was funny. Salamito's been working at this feverish pace, and so Mancini trying to change it up. And I think he's actually the first guy in 7 innings to try to bail, and the umpire actually gave him time.
Yeah.
Swing
Pitch.
and a miss. Yeah, that's shin high. So, TJ, you'll be excited to know. Wireless setup there in center field.
Wow. How about that?
So we're excited to
Some new toys.
making the journey here with you in the summer. Oh, that was nasty. All right, so now Mancini continuing to fight down 1-2. Eustace holding on to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 7th. And he ropes one. That one's going to left field. Going way back on his horse, but making the grab is number 2, the left fielder, Matt Augustin. So he's not just a pitcher, but man, oh man, he came up with the leather, and he helped Salamito out. But this one's in the books, so just like that, it is a 2-0 victory for Bishop Eustace. And as tradition in this classic, a player of the game is named. And TJ, I'm pretty sure that they're going to select, as Mike Edwards was up here just a little while ago, that is the player of the game, Anthony Salamito, with 11 strikeouts, just 1 hit, and no walks.
Excellent outing by Big Ant there. Controlled the game from the first pitch.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's been nothing short of outstanding.
Salamito can come to home plate, please.
And they're about to recognize Anthony Salamito at home plate. And that was 11 strikeouts and 1 hit.
Congratulations to Anthony. A complete game, 1-hit shutout. He gets a Mike Trout signed autograph ball.
That's a nice
pretty
parting
cool.
gift.
Mike Trout signed
11
autograph ball.
strikeouts. Congratulations, Anthony.
All right, nice job there. And he towers over Mike Edwards, who has organized this tournament for 9 years now, the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic. And inspired by the loss of his mother by cancer many years ago, but this is something that continuing to take an experience and make it a positive. So great stuff right there. And Salamito pretty excited to celebrate with his teammates, TJ, and rightfully so. Eustace wearing the Vandy pinstripes.
Awesome. I love the uniforms by Eustace there. It's great.
All right, so game 1 is in the books. It looks like we're flying. We're way ahead of schedule because first pitch for game number 2 isn't supposed to be till 7:30. So what we will do is we're going to step away and we're going to give you some expanded pregame coverage of the Cherokee versus Mainland game. I know TJ Hunt's still in the house. We've got a couple of the other guys. Josh Friedman had joined us. I see Mike McGarry from the AC Press, and I think Kevin Minnick is on the field as well. So we're going to have a huge amount of coverage here this whole entire weekend. And for now, TJ, you got to say this was one heck of a start to this season. I guess it's classic opener right now.
Yeah, dynamite start to right here. There we go.
Yeah, we're backwards.
There we go. Really great start to the Coaches vs. Cancer event here with a great start by Anthony Solomato, and looking forward to the nightcap.
Yeah, so Chase Petty not on the hill. But, TJ, I got to ask, I know you were following along there. Chase Petty, I thought we had a lot of scouts here today, but, man, when it was the other night there on Tuesday, that was something to be seen. Your thoughts about Chase Petty and his electric performance the other day?
Yeah, Chase Petty, he was as good as advertised, right? Triple digits on the radar gun and a bunch of strikeouts. So everything you kind of wanted out of a potential, more than likely first rounder in July's draft.
All right, so we're moving ahead here, and matter of fact, in real time, give you a heads up of our starting pitchers for game number 2, and it looks like your starting pitcher for Mainland is going to be Brody Levin, and for Cherokee, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be, I'm drawing a blank. Wait, I'm drawing a blank. It's pretty bad, and I should know this because Coach was kind enough to give it to me in advance. But we're going to step away here for now. We'll be back in just a while. You're watching the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic, and again, if you have the ability, you can find it in your heart, you can make a donation if you can't make it out to the event by going on to Venmo at CVC Mainland. That's CVC Mainland. You can make him a donation. But for now, for Doug Stasic and TJ Hunt from PBR New Jersey, we will see you soon for game number 2 at the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic.